Good morning. I'm not like Miss Leela. I wasn't born and raised in this church. But I think it was 2004 for Unity Conferences, we were at a church, Trinity Baptist, out on West 90. And it was a small church. And as you know, in small churches, you're the janitor, you're the treasurer, you're the Sunday school teacher, you're the youth leader, you're whatever needs to be done. The yard man, just whenever it happens, that's, whoever is there, that's what you do. So it was different. But my kids were kids then. Brandon was, I think, in 4th grade. Brandy was probably 10th grade. And so they were kids, and there weren't a lot of kids there. And they were all like, we don't have any kids our age, Mom, and it's like, well, sometimes you have to serve God, and wherever God puts you, you just make the best of it, and you be an example. And I kept telling them this, and they were all, but we don't have any other kids, Mom. So that really played on my heart. It did. It made me feel kind of guilty because I felt like I was doing them an injustice. Then First Baptist Church had an idea about the Unity Conferences. The pastors met, they discussed it, they all thought it was a good idea. That year, First Baptist sent out a message to everybody. Look, if you'd like to be involved, we're having a women's conference. If you'd like to come and serve, we would love to have you. So I did. I worked registration, and later that year I worked for the Fall Fest here. And then we had the Unity Conference. Kim and I had been praying about it, and it's like, okay, Lord, whatever you want, that's what we want. And I really felt convicted that I needed to do more for my kids, but I never said anything. So we attended the conferences. They were great. The different speakers really, really impressed upon my heart that this is what we needed to do. I could just picture if all Christians came together as one, we pooled our resources, our talents, our gifts. What could we do for God? And that was just like, wow. So that year we joined the church. In November, we came and we joined the church. And immediately I was invited to join a Sunday school class. I was amazed at how many they had to offer. And I did. And the kids got involved and they loved it. They came home excited about it. It was good. It was. My first impression here was, I had been in big churches before, and it was nice, and it was good, and there was a lot of people, a lot of different things going on, a lot of activity. So I said, well, this will be good for them. They'll get to do things, and they'll get to go to camps and different things, and I think this will be good. So we did, and we went on, but something wasn't right in my heart, and I couldn't figure it out. But we kept on, and it was good. I loved the worship. I loved the preaching. Everything was good. But still, I didn't belong. The belong thing. So in 2005, Katrina hit, and our church opened a shelter. And the calls went out. We need volunteers. If you can come, please come. Well, I didn't even think twice. I told Kim, I'm going to go. This was I believe it was a Sunday. So about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a bunch of us met in the fellowship hall, and Brother Mike was pastor then, and he came up to me and he said, do you know how to use a computer? And I'm like, yeah. So he said, do you think you can make a spreadsheet? This is the information we'll have to get for people as they come in. If you could be in charge of checking them in, doing the spreadsheet, man, that'd be great. You think you could do that? Yeah, I can do that. So from about 5 that afternoon till 6:30 the next morning, we checked people in. You know how many people were here. It was amazing. That's whenever I became connected to First Baptist Church. That's when the church became my church. That's when I belonged. It wasn't until then that I really belonged. But once you start serving God in a place, you start belonging. It becomes your family, your church. You meet people, you talk to people, you become so connected that I know there are a number of people in here that I can tell you that I have a problem and you would pray for me. I could go to you. I could pray with you and feel perfectly fine doing that. That's when your church, this church becomes your church. That's the difference it makes. Belonging is the difference it makes. Serving here is the difference it makes. It makes you feel like you're part of the family. And no disrespect to anybody why I didn't feel like I belonged before. It had nothing to do with you. It was all me. I just didn't realize it. If you're coming to church, whether you're a member or not, if you're not serving, let me encourage you to do so. Get involved and let it become a part of your life. Let it be your church.